In light of the escalating violence and humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip, the United States has stepped forward with a critical call for a humanitarian ceasefire. The recent surge in conflict has seen a sharp increase in civilian casualties and destruction, prompting urgent international calls for peace and stability in the region. The Gaza Strip, a small but densely populated coastal area, has been embroiled in turmoil for several decades, with tensions frequently escalating into full-scale confrontations. The territory is predominantly inhabited by Palestinians, many of whom are refugees or descendants of refugees from areas that became Israel in 1948. Gaza has been under a land, air, and sea blockade imposed by Israel and Egypt since the militant group Hamas seized control in 2007. This has significantly limited the movement of people and goods, resulting in a protracted humanitarian crisis that has left many without access to essential services, employment, and adequate living conditions. Recent events mark yet another chapter in the long-standing conflict between Israel and Hamas, with intense military exchanges causing significant loss of life and damage to infrastructure. The severity of the situation has caught international attention, pushing global leaders and organizations to demand immediate action to prevent further deterioration of the humanitarian conditions. Amidst the chaos, President Biden's administration has highlighted the indispensability of American leadership in fostering a cessation of hostilities. The U.S. call for a humanitarian ceasefire aims at opening the doors for humanitarian aid to reach those in dire need and to provide a pause in the conflict for potential diplomatic efforts to take shape. The significance of the U.S. intervention lies in its historical alliance with Israel, its influence in international matters, and its role as a principal actor in Middle Eastern politics. The urgency of this pause in fighting also arises from the catastrophic impact on civilian populations, which include a high number of women and children. Medical facilities in Gaza, already overwhelmed by the ongoing pandemic, have been pushed to the brink by the influx of casualties and the substantial damage to infrastructure, including schools, residential buildings, and electricity lines. This U.S. diplomatic move comes at a critical juncture when the international community is grappling with complex geopolitical challenges, and a collective call for peace appears to be the only beacon of hope for the ravaged populations. The importance of a coordinated global response that addresses both the immediate humanitarian needs and the underlying political strife cannot be overstated. While the path to lasting peace in the region continues to face daunting challenges, the call for a humanitarian ceasefire places emphasis on the need to protect innocent lives and to pursue avenues that could eventually lead to a sustainable resolution of the conflict. The world now watches with bated breath, hoping that this U.S. initiative will lead to tangible progress in what has been an intractable and deeply painful chapter in the history of the Middle East.